Hello my lovelies, this is Woo from Woo's Creations. I am going to be playing with Symmetry today, and the tutorial is on using masks to line things up. And what I've done is I have a circle cut out of a piece of scrap card. I have a circle that I've cut out of heavy doodle tape, so 2 pieces layered then cut out, and then I have put it in the centre, well, slightly up from the bottom because I want to put a sentiment across the bottom. So, and then what I've done is I have marked halfway in at the top and the bottom, and then found the very centre of the circle, and I've marked either side as well, because I want it to work that it's where, you know, the opposites of each other, so it's in symmetry. Funnily enough. So we're going to start with the outside of the circle, and we're going to start with what I would like to call the tulip looking stamp. So we're going to be using some inks. We're going to use Night of Navy, Granny Apple Green, Bermuda Bay and Poppy Parade, starting with Poppy Parade. Actually, no, we're not going to start with that. We are going to start with Bermuda Bay, and we're going to start with the leaves, because the leaves are quite wide. So depending on where the leaves go, depends on where the tulip goes. So I'm going to line this up at the top, and then I'm going to line it up around the edge, just slightly away from my circle mask, making sure that I'm trying to get it as central as I can. Don't know why that's smudged. Like so. Then I am going to grab the tulip and the Poppy Parade. And then we are going to, and only the top 3 parts of the stamp will actually show. So like so, and then one here. And don't be afraid to turn your card, because it's better that you line them up correctly and get them straight than try to do things cack-handed and upside down, and because then you can just turn it up the right way and it looks spectacular. Right, so that's that one. Okay, so then we're going to move on to the Night of Navy, but not that block, because we don't need a massive block for this little flower. Grab Night of Navy, and then we are going to have a flower. Now I'm making sure that one of the petals is facing towards the bottom, and then when I do the bottom one, I'm going to make sure the petals are facing up, and then the side ones are going to be like so. So yeah, so it doesn't fit. I could have made it fit, but yeah, it's up to you. You can make the card slightly bigger. You could let them touch, but I don't like them touching. I like them separate. So then next we are now going to just quickly grab my Dark Daffodil Delight and just fill the very centres of those flowers, and I'm going to keep that out because I will need it again in a minute or two. So take that off. Now you could put your sentiment in the middle of here, obviously rub out your little pencil mark, but you could put your sentiment inside there and that would look awesome. So now we are going to get our double leaf again, And this time we're going to do it in Granny Apple Green. So I'm just going to get my mask, line it up as best as I can. Although, to be honest, might be better being able to see so that I can line them up. Yeah, like so. There we are. Sorry, concentrating, I go quiet. Let's clean that off. Now, I have used a stamp from another stamp set, but you can always use the hearts or the other flower. But I've borrowed this set off Ruth at Artful Stamping, and she forgot that she had one of the flowers out of it. So you could use this little tiny tulip if you wanted, but in my Measure of Love, I have this little tiny, it's like a little tiny flower and leaves either side. And all I do is when I put it on my block, I straighten it up a bit, if it'll stay straight for me. And then this is going to be in Bermuda Bay. So then just going to line it up and do this all the way around. So we only need 4, just 1 in each of the little sections, like so. And then I'm going to use my Daffodil Delight again, just put some centres in those flowers. I think they look better if they have a middle. Then I need the Poppy Parade again and the little tiny flower, and then I'm going to use, let me just put that back over there so I don't lose it. And then I'm just going to get Poppy Parade, and again I'm going to make sure the flowers petals are facing upwards, and then on the sides they're going to be facing, well, I suppose it's actually up anyway. Centers, and in the very, very middle there is going to be a Knight of Navy small flower again. And I mean, you could do this with any shape. You could get a square or a rectangle, or, you know, anything that you could make symmetrical. And you just go around and follow the shape of the thing, the item you're stamping. So if it's a square, you just make sure on every straight edge you do the same pattern. It's not perfect, and I don't profess to think it is. But it's pretty. I like it. So then we're going to grab, let me just grab, see if I can find any Poppy Parade paper left. Oh, what's that one? Nope, it's not Poppy Parade. It is Melon Mambo. Which one's this one? Oh, here we go, Bermuda Bay. That will do very nicely. And then we will cut ourselves. I'll just move these out of the way for a second. So I'm going to score at 10.5 to move that cutting blade out of the way before I do a fail. Then I'm going to cut it off, save the other card for later, for another time. Grab my bone folder so I can give it a score to keep it flat. And actually, before we do that, we're just going to put our sentiment on, which I'm putting "Hey There," which I'm going to stamp in the Night of Navy. So I mean, this flower could have been a bit closer up and the leaves could have been slightly closer together, and then it would have probably pulled it in to fit on the piece of paper. But it's a handmade card, and whoever you're sending it to is going to love it, I can assure you. Okay, so that is then going to be mounted onto there with some liquid glue. You can see where I've had a bit of a practice, and it was a fail. So it sometimes takes a bit of practice to get these things. Then the only other thing I've got to do now is to rub off the pencil marks. So don't press too hard when you're doing your the pencil marks on your card. And I am going to put, let's have a look, what have we got in here? We have, no, maybe they could work. Let's have a look. Pick a tool. No, they're not bright red enough, are they? The greens look alright though. Or should we go for like a mid-red here? And a little red. No, not a little red up there. And then use a green. And what do I want? A small green for down here. And that can be too big. No. And then we can just have a gem in the very center of the card, like so. I would put a matting layer in this one. Let me just remove my gems out of the way. I have some more gems and sequins on their way. Woohoo! Okay. Right, so that's that one. This is the one I made the other day. So you can see the difference. No two are the same. And I did do this one closer together, you can see. And these little red lines here are where the stitching showed through on my, when I punched it out with my die. My die has stitched edging, and it was just showing little specks of red which just looked like a smudge. So I carefully drew red lines, but I know that was a mistake. So, but the person receiving it will never know it was a mistake. But I would put a matting layer on the inside. And I think on this one we use Misty Moonlight, not Night of Navy as well. So there we go. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like to be, if you would like a demonstrator, I am available. If you have a demonstrator already, then that's okay. You can subscribe to my channel and support me that way. If you click the bell when you subscribe, you can click all, and then when I upload a video, whether it's premiered or if I've scheduled it, it will tell you about all my videos. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and I hope this has given you the inspiration to have a go with symmetry and just have a play. I mean, you can do some amazing creations with it. You can even just make flowers with it. It's you know, just little flower on a card and you're done. So there we go. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all very soon. Goodbye.